So guys, we got a bunch of new pads for Amazon Prime Days. So we're gonna work on this section of the 318 to see if we can bring this back to life, to see what this paint can actually look like, because I think this paint can look pretty darn good once we clean it up. So let's grab our buffer and see what we can get this thing to look like. First, we're going to take a little speed wax and our clay bar and get a lot of this contaminants off so that we make sure we are actually, you can see how dirty this thing is, so that make sure we are actually working on the cleanest surface we possibly can. So let's get this all wiped down and see what we got. So we are going to start with our heavy cut cleaner. Oh, top is open. Gonna start with our heavy cut cleaner on this to see if we can cut through some of this oxidation that's on this paint and see what we can get. So let's get this loaded up and moving forward. Oxidation is coming off onto that pad. This is a base clear. It's a two-stage paint, but we're pulling off a lot of that oxidation. I just popped the breaker, but I gotta figure out which breaker I popped, because I can't get my polisher to work. That is after one minor pass with the heavy cut cleaner to get a lot of the grit and grime and stuff that was on there off. You can kind of see the difference between the front door and the back panel. Now to jump up to the next stage and keep going a little bit, keep it moving. So that actually came out looking pretty good for what it is. You know, that's just two-stage, just detailing. The whole car needs to be cleaned and actually wiped down and everything, but I wanted to test to see how this paint actually was going to restore, and it actually looks really good. It could use, you know, another step, and the whole thing needs to be actually cleaned up and done right, but for the most part it looks decent for what it is. You know, it's gonna be a track car, so you know, I wasn't expecting perfect, but this would be a perfect project for somebody to learn how to buff and polish and all that stuff. So let's hope it sells, guys. I want to really see this project get completed and done and stuff, but we're gonna wash it now and get it all cleaned up and looking good. So let's bust out the soap. We're using a bunch of chemical guys stuff, car wash, foaming, all that fun stuff, and we will get this thing at least washed up, windows cleaned, and looking like it should kind of be a car. So let's get to washing. So guys, it is washed. You know, you can still see the clear difference between the back panel and the front panel, but you know, the paint, you know, has sat. When I got it, car hadn't ran since 2018 when I got it, and I got it in 2020, so you know, roughly 2 years of it not running, and sitting in some guy's backyard. But you know, it looks like the paint will restore. You know, there are some, you know, issues where it looks like someone did buff the car at one point and it burned through a lot of the edges, which of course happens when you are new at detailing and you don't actually know what you're fully doing. You can burn through a lot of edges and stuff like that. So just gonna wipe this down so that the car, well, granted, water spots like I care, but just so it's dry so I can take some decently good new pictures of it so people can see what it actually looks like. If you guys are wondering, the interior, it's got full dash, console and bumper and everything. So 18 Ti is sold, guys. So we found a buyer out of New York, Buffalo or somewhere up in that area, has purchased this to replace a shell that he has that is rusted to bits, and this is going to be his new build. So what we are doing is we're going to push it off the trailer and park it right here, cover it, and put all of the parts that he bought from me inside of it, because the transport truck comes in about 19 days to come pick this thing up. So the transport truck is going to load it, and they are going to take it away and haul it to New York. So it is gone, guys. So we are going to back it off the trailer, because we are taking the trailer up to the ranch this weekend so that we can get that out of here, because it doesn't need to be here anymore now that the car is back. I only left it on the trailer in case somebody locally bought the car and I could drop it off to them or whatnot. But since the transport truck is coming to get it, it is going to sit here, and it is going to be gone here on the 19th of August. So it is time to get this thing rolled off and parked over here to its final resting home.
With their nails done. E-brake for the state. Really slowly. There we go. Now that it came off, not too bad. A little scary there for a minute because it came off too fast, but e-brake for the win. So the only thing I have to do on the exterior before transport comes picks it up is the Style 5 wheels have to be mounted on here. As you know, the one wheel is a shredded spare, and that's how I got it. It didn't have the matching wheel, so I need to put at least 4 wheels that roll. And he bought the Style 5, so instead of putting them in the back, I'm going to put the Style 5s all the way around, and I'm going to get the inside organized for him because he bought all the center console, all the interior stuff, the bumper, he bought a transmission, a radiator, and the wheels. So everything's got to go in this car so that when the transport truck comes and picks it up, able to pick it up and go all in one and no issues. So let's get to it. So before we put the Style 5s on this, I need to run the trailer down to Zamir's over at Uptown, and he is going to replace all the valve stems on all of the tires because they are all leaking super bad. So we're gonna go down and have all the valve stems replaced and then come back and jump back on this. So let's go to Zamir's. To take my camera so I didn't film, but the trailer is done. As you can see, we also power sprayed it at the little dollar power sprayer place, but it's got all new valve stems and the tires are all aired up and the trailer looks actually pretty good. So now we are back and we are about to grab the Style 5s and the jack. Style 5s, jack this sucker up, get these wheels off and get these Style 5s on so that this thing is going to be a roller and it's going to be ready to go. The wheels are on, guys. The other wheels are in the car and it's packed except for the transmission and the radiator, but those are easy things to throw in. But this thing is ready to be picked up on the 19th and it is going to be in, out, good to go, and gone. So thanks for watching this video, guys. We are done with this for today. So time to move on to the next thing, which is getting back on this. Stay tuned.